Okay, so the subject will be development and improvement of E-RIHS services. So it will be obviously a direct continuation to what Brenda said. And let me just start with some overlook of our offer from Hyperion HS, the last project. So as you heard, we have three types of national access: MOLAB, FixLab, and ArcLab. And in the future, we will have them accessible through, in the future, not in this project, in true ways, which is excellence driven, which is generally what we do now, with wide access, as it was said, devoted mostly to projects which are sort of services for the communities, directed to projects which are maybe not so scientifically sound, but very important for the local communities, local museums, and also we're working on market-driven access. Then data sharing to DigiLab, it was mentioned too. Additionally, another form of our activity is joint research activities, which is mostly oriented towards development of new instrumentation and new methodologies, new databases to support transnational access, to support our offer, which will be a core activity for the ERIC to be. And then, least but not least, is net training and networking, in this sense that this is also a community building activity, which is composed of three major segments: Heritage Science Academy, doctoral summer schools, and hands-on workshop. This is again the summary of activity during Hyperion HS. We'll come to this in a moment. As for transnational access, in this map you see the locations of our providers, our Hyperion members, and also on this drawing you have an increase. So we have obviously an increase of size of our offer here counted by providers. And so we are pretty much covering the whole Europe. Next will be, now it's a number of services. So again, we have a significant increase, both in terms of time as counted by different sorts of services, and also if we look at from another perspective by different projects. So in both cases, we of course growing up. And let me just say a few words about what it was offered for in Hyperion. We had 28 services for MOLAB, for mobile laboratory, organized in 4 groups, as you can see here: 3D and 2D analysis, multi and hyperspectral imaging, point analysis, and remote sensing. For FixLab, we have much more services, as you have them listed here. In the next slide, I'm just showing the list of the services, which of course, this is for MOLAB. It's no way to read on absorb it. The website of Hyperion HS is still available, so you can look there. And of course, every of these services is described specifically what is the essential of the technique, and also what applications in the field of heritage science could be found for this specific technique. And the same for FixLab. Here we have even more of these techniques, but all this gives a kind of comprehensive set of procedures able to address virtually all possible kinds of problems which could emerge in examination of cultural heritage, from art history to regular, I mean, most typical examination of artwork, down also, let's say, paleontology, even archaeology. So, as I said, we're trying to cover as large as possible area, and this, of course, generally it is a starting point for the infrastructure for E-RIHS. Of course, in next years, this will be first of all enlarged by new techniques, also evaluated. So we will be sure that we always will offer the most cutting edge and state-of-the-art procedures. As for ArcLab, this is the list of institutions offering access in E-period. As you can see, I have 14 institutions here, mostly very noble museums in Western Europe. You have here British Museum. We have also of museums. We have National Gallery. We have also the Royal Museum of Art in Brussels, but also institutes devoted to cultural heritage examination. All these institutions have their archives, and our users can study them towards understanding of techniques of certain artists, and also problems of restoration. Joint research activities. This is also only a kind of list of general projects which have been investigated in E-RIHS. So, as I said, it is mostly towards the understanding of processes related to the storage of objects, and also towards the new methodologies we can use for our access offer. And finally, training and networking. E-RIHS Academy will be presented in our next presentation, so I just skip it. And also we did have two other activities which we plan to continue, which is E-RIHS Academy doctoral summer schools. So you can see here, first one was held online because of the pandemic, of course, and the second one was in Slovenia. Then there were two training camps, which are more hands-on events, where using our knowledge and our instrumentation from the mostly from the transnational access offer, we work with our trainees to make them better understand how these techniques works and how they could be applied for their problems. Okay, so this is what I would like to say in this part. Thank you for your attention.